Fashion with the Made in Kazakhstan label. The leading and aspiring Kazakh fashion industry designers. Fashion Week reviews, the latest trends, and pointers from the stylists. All your news from the world of fashion and beauty on Fashion Guide. As in any sphere of culture, business, industry, there is no place for amateurs in fashion. However, the professionals must unite, help each other out, and put forward proposals on industry development. A well-known Kazakhstan designer and fashion advisor, Ayajan Jaksibay, has organized a specialized union of fashion workers, which will unite designers, fashion designers, manufacturers, stylists, buyers, and other fashion industry professionals. The name of the new organization is the Kazakhstan Fashion Council. As our first task is the protection of interests, we need to act as an industry organization. It is the protection of interests in order to participate in various programs, which our state conducts. Sometimes designers do not even know what that is. That is, we need to inform the community, to participate together and submit applications. It is necessary for us to take this seriously. Secondly, we set the task of teaching our staff in various ways. We want to create different joint programs with world fashion institutes, with world universities and famous schools that train fashion professionals. Another task that the Kazakhstan Fashion Council will solve is the promotion of domestic brands both on local and foreign markets. At the same time, we have to raise the occupational attainment of all fashion industry figures, from photographers to stylists. It is really necessary to help young designers. Even Kazakhstan Fashion Week and Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week also share designers now. Designers are at crosshairs. They want to know whom they should go to sew and where to buy. If he does not know how to draw, how to put everything in place. Moreover, it would be desirable if there was an official association with a state suggestion, and we could address the state on behalf of official persons and announce ourselves. Of course, designers are deeply conscious about their state support as entrepreneurs, as well as inclusion in the fashion industry and consumer industry among top priority. A well-known businessman, Kairat Kudaybirkin, sees great prospects in Kazakhstan Fashion Council. First, I advise to unite in one association, to express specific problems and give ways to solve them. It is necessary to ask for specific assistance that they need in order to develop fashion industry in Kazakhstan. That is, designers should not be divided among themselves. They should be a single organism that can develop some right solutions and ways to strengthen positions of the fashion industry in Kazakhstan. That is, it is important to consider fashion industry not only as a creative potential, but primarily as a business model that will eventually affect the country's image in the world community. Ayajan Jaksibay sees three stages in industry development: the creation of competitive products and brands, increasing the infrastructure level and production of our own raw material. Today we are at the first stage. I set a goal to create brands and products are collections. We need to teach people to make collections. This task must be implemented. The state, the other bodies, and institutions that are engaged in development should help as well. Moreover, they are ready to help. They are institutes and tools. We just need to address them, unite together, and arrive to some common denominator. In addition, the second goal is to reduce the prime cost, because we have a very high prime cost. Fashion Council is open to both beginning designers and representatives of medium and large business. In short, organizers have big plans. Moreover, the goal is to take fashion industry and at the same time, the entire consumer industry of the country to completely different levels. Famous artists are increasingly trying themselves in fashion industries. Success of Victoria Beckham, a former member of the Spice Girls, and now a recognized fashion figure, inspired many celebrities. Now Kanye West is releasing a collection under his own brand Yeezy. Rihanna embodies her ideas in conjunction with sportswear manufacturers. Kazakhstani singer Lydia Dasalina made her debut in the new line in 2012. Lydia released several collections, and in the new season, she decided to collaborate with designer Tatiana Teraverdian for a new brand. I have been friends with Tatiana for a very long time. I am her fan and client of her brand, Tatiana Tarverdian. Probably, thoughts are material. I had such an idea for a long time. I wanted to collaborate with some Kazakhstani designer, let us say to be a freelance designer and to develop some kind of collection for some Kazakhstani brand. And as soon as I was thinking about it, Tatiana called me. She made such an offer that I could not refuse it. Club 2711 is a conceptually new brand. The peculiarity is that collections makers are invited designers and media persons. Tatiana is a creative director of Club 2711 line. Specifically in this collection, I was a designer. I completely represented all technical sketches. That is, the technical sketch is when we draw for the cutter and how the thing will be cut, that is, drawn at the seams. We draw what kind of reliefs will be, where the stitch will be, where there will be no stitching. We draw where there will be a lock, a clasp, where there will be stitching around or something else. The singer also attended every fitting and announced her wishes. Lydia spoke a common, professional language with designers and tailors. It was not difficult to work with Lido because she explained everything easily and simply. The sketches were drawn correctly and everything was clear. The models are quite complex. There were corset dresses, pinafore dresses, and a complex skirt. There are 7 models in the capsule collection. Keeping her character, Lydia proclaims femininity and elegance. There is no place for trousers in this line. The actress offers wearing A-line dresses, pinafore dresses with a pronounced waist. Dresses are inspired by the fashion of the 80s. For example, the double-breasted wrap dress became a reincarnation of Mother's image. No wonder they say that fashion makes a revolution and returns back to us. So yes, I literally was inspired by 2 images. Fashion of the 80s, this dress with buttons on the back. In addition, the second dress, which is just called Mother's dress, Mom's dress. It is made in the form of a trench coat. It can be worn as a dress and as an outer garment that is already on something top. Details and fabrics play a special role in the new line. For ideas, embodiment designers have chosen denim. I love this fabric. It does not go out of fashion. It is in trend year-round, and it is very easy to combine with many accessories. I have pinafore dresses in this collection, which also perfectly go with both t-shirts and turtlenecks, thin, thicker, and cashmere. Therefore, it was a syllogism, so that the thing bought in our brand was not just hung in the wardrobe and did not come out once or twice, but worked all season. They used denim of 3 varieties: softer for dresses, medium hardness for skirts, and more rigid for pinafore dresses, because the shape of the bottom required the bottom to be laid down beautifully. These outfits can be worn at any time of the year. Dresses are combined with light blouses and with warm turtlenecks. In the words of Lydia, the main goal was to make a practical line. It turned out this way. The shirt is the world ground. The rest is secondary, said Karl Lagerfeld once. For several years, fashion designers have been going out on the runway in a white shirt, because this clothing is a must-have of a modern man. In Kazakhstan, designer Olga Strigina knows about the importance of shirts. Her new collection is dedicated only to them. The shirt's theme was chosen not by chance. Probably since the winter of this year, I began to cherish this idea, because as well as I am a designer, I am still an entrepreneur. Moreover, seeing an evident hole in the market in this assortment, I began to study it in more detail, because it is very difficult to buy a good shirt. It costs enough good money, and not everyone can afford it. However, the shirt sets a mood, an image for you for the whole day. It is very easy to combine it with a skirt and with trousers, mended jeans, jeans with embroidered patches, with anything at all. First, Olga offers a classic shirt for a men's style. The designer plays with the volume and recommends choosing oversized models. You will feel comfortable and confident in such models. However, the men's shirt takes place in the collection of everyday designers. Therefore, Olga is experimenting with the cut. To date, I think it is important to work at the suggestion that the blouse is no longer a unisex. It should be clear that this is part of a woman's wear, and that there should be probably some certain androgyny in it, because I cannot say that we are so ultra-feminine. In a fashionable assortment, there are not only classic shirts, but also wrought models. Designer surprises us with decorative elements made of lace and cage work. The total white refreshes the stripe trend, which yet again returns to fashion. And with the help of the lantern sleeves blouse, they get a more elegant look. Geometry has become another trend concerning not only cutting, but also styling. Geometry is always with me. It presents in all of my clothes, in all collections. It is about consistency of lines and proportions. It is very important for me. We are working on it very seriously. We are weighing all these details in order to have intersections in all planes. That is, when a person turns, when they move. That is, everything that will look harmonious. The main feature of shirts by Olga Strygina is perfectionism. So, for maximum comfort, all nodes were technically worked out. The volumes of sleeves are designed so that the iron platform easily slides on them. The fabric itself has passed many tests. I tested these shirts all summer long by myself. I sewed trial models and wore them. I washed them and treated them in the most boorish way. We covered them with colored paint on bright cross and did everything with them. Putting up with up to 30 washings, they did not lose their appearance or quality. It is very comfortable to care for them. You can combine such blouses with anything, from mended jeans to feminine long skirts. Shirts by Olga Strygina are the evocation of femininity, sexuality, and conservatism at the same time. Moreover, the most important thing is that it is for all seasons. After all, such models can be worn both by young girls and their grandmothers. Annually, there is the World Asia Beauty Festival, a festival of beauty and fashion in the world. The previous event took place in Vietnam. This year, according to the decision of the competition's organizers, the grand finale was held in Astana for the first time. For several days, the capital of Kazakhstan turned into a platform where the best models, makeup artists, and designers of CIS countries gathered. In addition, fashion experts, famous fashion houses, and production companies from around the world never missed this event. I am a jewelry designer. We brought the collection for a collaborative show. I get much pleasure from the competition. Beauty will save the world. The world of beauty, which presents every day on stage and runway, is the most wonderful thing that can unite nations. Within the framework of the festival, there are always a number of competitive programs. A competition of designers is among them. Due to the fact that the event has an international status, the competition is high. This year, the title of the Best Designer was received by Niso Kayumova from Tajikistan. Last year, she also won the first place in Best Designer World Asia Beauty category. We were inspired by our national neckerchief. This collection is made of our national foulards. We wanted to create something beautiful and simple. Such a wonderful collection it turned out to be. We have a factory where we release our collection. We have quite a lot of people. We were working on this collection during a month, and we did it. Another participant from Tajikistan took first place in the Grand Prix of the festival. 27-year-old Sumrad Bakiyeva won in the professional model category. The competition of this level, the international one for me for the first time, but I think that in the future there will be such contests for me, and I will definitely take part. I have a fairly well-known model in Tajikistan, and I have been doing modeling business for a long time. The Fashion World Asia Beauty is held under the patronage of Pierre Cardin. This year, the successor of the couturier Rodrigo Basilicati entered the jury. In addition, participants were evaluated by experts from Kazakhstan, Russia, and Tajikistan. Thanks to the fact that honored figures of the fashion industry are invited to the festival in capacity of judges, the awards of this event mean a lot to participants. Every day on the horizon of the fashion world, new stars are shining. Young designers have a lot of ambition and a desire to leave their mark on history. But only a few become real legends. One of them is Pierre Cardin. This year, the couturier has reached the age of 95, but despite the respectable age, Monsieur Cardin is full of creative energy.
I see him every morning when he is working, when he's creating. When I stay in Paris with him, I see new things on the table, you know. During the night, he draws, and even now.
Pierre Cardin was born in a small town in Italy, but he decided to build a career in Paris. Creative career for the young fashion designer began successfully. He found his way at the famous Dior. A talented student never failed his mentor, and even excelled him in some way.
This year, it's 70 years. 70 years of creation. He started when he was 25, working for Christian Dior, just the first worker of him. And 3 years after, he opened his own house when he was 28. In 1950, he was alone, 100% owner of his house, and now is the same, and nobody decided
Today,
instead of
Cardin
him.
is known as the founder of the unisex style, avant-gardist from fashion, and the owner of more than 500 patterns. Thanks to him, such things as colored stockings, high boots, mini pinafore dresses appeared in the wardrobe of fashionistas. In an easy state of mind of fashion designer, changes have come to the men's fashion wardrobe. Pierre Cardin was the first to offer the sterner sex to wear colorful suits. Today, this is not surprising, but 60 years ago, this innovation caused strong feelings.
His lesson for everybody in his world. You have not to copy. This is the secret to be autonomous, to be original. It is difficult, but if you know a lot, like Pierre Cardin knows the whole world he was traveling, when you know very well things, you can be able to avoid that all your life. That is the secret for him. And for young guys, sometimes it happens that they would like to be in success, to have success. And so how is more simple than to copy or to follow the fashion? No. We have to go outside and wait to be alone in this sense, and then people can recognize you.
Not always progressive views of Cardin pleased the fashion community. The designer was even excluded from high fashion syndicate for flirting with the street. The fact is that the couturier was the first to decide to sell dresses and perfumes at lower prices, so his creations became available to the general public. His credit is that he brought fashion from the runway to the street. Prêt-à-porter is his know-how. Because it was recognized that there were beautiful models on the runway, and that is all, but ordinary people had nothing to wear. And Pierre Cardin's credit is that you saw something on the runway, and now you can see it on the street. Another passion of the couturier is the scene. Cardin worked as a theatrical artist for a long time. He created a lot of costumes for his muse Maya Plisetskaya. Today, the designer also produces directions. This year, as part of the road tour around the world, his fashion opera Dorian Gray was presented in Astana. Pierre Cardin has a long and warm relationship with Kazakhstan.
He felt in love with this culture. When I came in Astana, he was surprised of my tellings, my stories, and I said, the expo is a very important thing for the world, for Kazakhstan, I think. So we said, why not to do something in the field of art, Not necessarily about for us, energy, the team is energy. We could see it in a lot of fields, no? And maybe here you feel a lot of energy of the thought and the breath. In every case, it was made with heart.
The opera is based on the portrait of Dorian Gray's novel. The story of an ageless young man is considered the most successful work of Oscar Wilde. Cardin has chosen himself the actor on the lead role in this direction. A rising star, Federico Marinetti, was proud to honor to work with the legend. The couturier was present at almost all rehearsals. All the team works were rewarded. The opera was successful in several European countries. After Astana, the tours are continuing around the world.
It is a travel in the mind of Dorian and inside his fear and his delusion. And he finally realized that beauty is impossible to keep because it's the child of the time. So no one can win this battle. And this is the opera that speaks about this age more than the other, because this is the age of Facebook, the age of the selfie. So everything we do, it's for keeping us young.
Together with the opera, Kazakhstani fashionistas were able to appreciate the fresh collection by Cardin. These were outfits created by the designer for the last year. We really wanted Kazakhstani people and fashion connoisseurs to see the latest new collection, specially created for the Kazakhstani spectator, for Kazakhstan's fashion connoisseur, and Pierre Cardin personally put his heart into this collection. He is one of the largest owners in France. He owns a network of restaurants, elite real estate, and theater. Pierre Cardin demonstrated his talents in many fields. He developed design of sanitary engineering, furniture. He produced children's toys. He is a living fashion legend. In his 95th, the couturier is full of creative plans. Among them is the implementation of new projects in Kazakhstan.